Youth activists and elders gathered in Atlanta to share ideas and strategies for how to affect change across the country in communities of color.
And so really what we want to do is have that kind of dialogue with everyone in the room.
The conference held by the American Friends Service Committee was billed as an opportunity for organizers to learn from each other through workshops and discussions that covered issues ranging from community organizing to addressing concerns across generational lines.
I think that's why we have to have a larger analysis to not get so Americanized that we think movements start with us.
Former political prisoner and TRNN correspondent Eddie Conway was one of the people who spoke on a panel geared towards bridging the gap between the older and younger activists.
Be the example that you're preaching. And if you start doing positive things to build a community, people are going to come out of their houses and help you.
People who attended say they benefited from the experience.
Having that energy and then being able to scratch other people's heads and really feel what they're feeling and get their answers to the questions that you have was an invaluable experience for me.
Organizers like Glenn Sullivan and Brittany Gray spoke to The Real News about the issues that they are tackling in their part of the country.
We're focusing on mass incarceration in Mississippi. Currently, 57% of the prison population is African American, with about 20% women, 18% women. And so what we are actually doing is we're going to having conversations with directly impacted folks, people who have had bouts of mass incarceration, family members of those who've had bouts of mass incarceration. We're even talking to clergymen about the issue of mass incarceration and what that does to the family structure.
In other states, charter schools aren't being used the way they're being used in New Orleans, and it's being used to the detriment of black people's culture, history, and their social, economic, and political empowerment. It's using to debunk that, and it's being used in a negative light. So that's why education reform, and I feel like it's important.
This is Megan Sherman reporting for the Real News Network in Atlanta.